right, guys, are you ready or are you ready? We've got one more, okay? And I look up to her in so many ways because she has been in the industry the longest out of any of us that just spoke in this company. Her name is Stephanie. She's a single mom of a 7-year-old and a former higher education executive with over 7 years now of network marketing underneath her belt. What she loves the most is what this industry does, which there is no better way, just so you know, and that's freedom, flexibility, and the ability to make a multiple six-figure income from her phone. And that's all I've ever used. I don't own a laptop. I don't own a computer. I've done it from my phone. Okay, I want you to think about how if you're on the fence, you could do this while you're waiting at the UPS store for 5 minutes to return your Amazon. When you're getting your toenails done at the spa and you're sitting there for 20 minutes scrolling or closing your eyes, how you could start building a massive business, a willable, sellable asset for your children or your grandkids, a residual income. I want you to think about when you're sitting in line at Kroger, how that line is 2 or 3 people and how you can plug into a system and all those 5-minute increments add up. And before you know it, it's 7 years in, like Stephanie. She has freedom. She has flexibility. She gets to be there for her child every step of the way. And what's unique about Stephanie, not only has she been here the longest out of every single one of us, but her lifetime rank is a Director 3, Platinum Black 3. Do you know what that means? That means that she has 50,000 points on the organizational side, on the builder side. So again, in social retail, we have the dual-sided comp plan. You don't want to be a leader? You don't have to come in and lead people, but I'll tell you something that does happen. This referral code that we all get, even a customer gets, if you were to go have your mom right now go sign up and put your referral code in, and she goes and shares that code with 5 people, not only would she earn free product credits to go shopping, you earn an income on that. So you holistically and naturally become a leader that you never even envisioned. In Platinum Black 3, she did $50,000 in sales on the customer side. Over 100 customers, and she did that in 30 freaking days. So an absolute rock star, earning 36% of that commission. You can see that's almost multiple 6 figures in one, or multiple 5 figures in 1 month. So Stephanie, I'm so excited for you to share your story and to bring the fire because you have it in your lungs.
Well, first off, sweet baby Jesus, can we just say that all 3 of you so far have just lit a fire under my butt again. I'm so grateful to be here and listen to all of your stories and just hear all about that. And, you know, I know we don't have a lot of time, so I'm not going to go totally in depth, but I will just start off and just say I have been with Modere, yes, for over 7 years, but ironically, I want to go back farther because, I was 19. So let's actually start. I failed my way to success, okay? So when I was a kid, I went through some significant trauma as a child and teenager. Ended up becoming a drug addict. Honestly, you know, I didn't care. I dropped out of high school twice even. I even went to alternative ed and dropped out of that. I felt, there was a point in my life, you know, I remember looking at myself outside of myself and I just wondered, I never felt so disappointed in myself. And I remember that the very next day I got up and I got sober and I decided I wanted to change my life around. And it's funny because at that time I actually did try another company. I tried Mary Kay, so someone else did that too. I did Mary Kay and similar with Michelle, and I think similar to her, I was like, what the hell am I doing? Excuse my language, but I don't know what I'm doing. I am not. I'm just using all the makeup because I actually love makeup, so I'm just using all this makeup, and I am not making any money. So at that point, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go back. I'm going to get my degree. I ended up spending 10 years in college. I got my master's degree, and then I dual majored for a bachelor's, and ended up in higher education. Worked my way up. You know, it was funny because you'd think I'd be living the dream, right? I'm making 6 figures a year. I'm leading multiple teams, but what happened was I got married. I had a kid. And while I'm making this money and I'm living what I thought was the life I wanted, I realized that I was actually missing out on the life I really wanted, which was time with my family. And with my child, I'd come home and I'm working 60-plus hours a week because I got these massive teams and processes and businesses that I'm in charge of. And even then, too, with the money, I was still living paycheck to paycheck. And I don't know if anybody – it is so frustrating to people would look at you and think, oh, you're doing well. It's like, yeah, am I? But I'm paying $1,000 bazillion in taxes, and I'm still living paycheck to paycheck, checking my bank account to get like what? Like I worked that hard. I read this somewhere, and I thought it resonated with me so much. It said I worked too damn hard to be balling on a budget, and it was serious. Well, that was me, and it was so discouraging. And so I remember I talked to a friend of mine, and we were just chatting, and I was rocking my kid to sleep, and also at that point in time, by the way, I'd gained over 70 pounds after being pregnant, and I literally hated myself, had no energy. I just felt like I had lost myself completely. And I saw some of these products with Modera, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm just going to go all in because you know what? My friend uses it. I trust her. I'm just going to do it. And I just knew I had to try something because I just want to make an extra $1,000 of I don't give a crap money. That's what I said. I just want that every month. I just want to just buy crap that I want to buy, like without caring about it. And I know it sounds silly, but that just is what it is. That was the real thought. It's like I want more. At that point it was like, yeah, I hate all the time. I want to get more time, but I didn't think it was possible at that moment to ever really do anything else. And then fast forward, right, a few months later, I remember, okay, so I started hitting my goals with the extra $1,000 a month that I wanted. I know we're not supposed to income claim, but I'm just saying, started hitting my goals. And then I remember seeing a glimpse of something that was so much more, right? And I'm saying, like, and I was watching all these people that were massively successful in this business here at Modera, and I didn't say that I believed that it would for sure happen to me, but there was a moment where I envisioned myself in this better situation, envisioned myself believing that I could possibly, and that possibility, that belief for that moment, it's like a light bulb went off in my head. It was like, I could be on stage there. I could do this. And it really excited me again. I felt challenged. I felt like there was another purpose for me. It was like something just switched in me, and I don't know, I just decided to become obsessed with improving myself again because that's what helped me overcome my addiction. That's what helped me become a better person in the first place, is turning my pain into purpose. And so it was a new pain. Like we evolve, life changes, and so I just decided to give it my all. Next thing I know, I'm just flying through ranks. I'm being consistent. And when I first started, if you looked at my videos, that I didn't have a TikTok, and Instagram maybe had 100 people. My Facebook had nothing, right? Like I barely had any friends. So similar to everybody else, we all start from nothing. But I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try. So my videos, they look so ridiculous. And I look at them, and I just laugh so hard because, whatever. But the funny part is those ridiculous videos are actually the things that made me go viral. And as I got better, I improved. But I gained over 500,000 followers with my very ridiculous looking videos. Okay, so you don't have to be perfect to do any of this at all. In fact, people prefer authenticity over perfection any time of the day because people want to relate. Like they want to relate to people that are normal human beings. And so for me, it was like, wow, this is awesome. And so then the next thing you know, I'm retiring from at the age of 36, I retired from my corporate job and walked away completely to just invest my life into this industry. And within the past year and a half from doing that, it's funny, like so much has happened. I've gone through a divorce, all these things, crazy things, like my whole life has started over. And there was a moment where I did question whether or not I want to do the industry anymore. And I realized that the thing that gave me the most passion, honestly, was what we're doing now, aside from being a mom and God, of course, but I love this industry so much, and I just feel so incredibly grateful that I just went in on myself. It was just one little belief. It wasn't like full deep belief. It was just a tiny little glimpse of maybe, and to me that was enough for me to transform my life. And now I'm literally sitting on vacation right now. I'm outside working. And it was funny because even when I was working in my full-time job, I literally would just sit. I would go to the bathroom, whereas my kid, if anybody just pretends to go poop when they're pregnant or when they have children just to get away, that's what I did. I would sit there for 10 minutes and just do work. Just little time crunches in my day. I never put in a bunch of time at that moment because I didn't have it. But then as I've gained more time, I've learned how to incorporate these systems that we have, right? And we have these duplicatable systems that allow me to not sacrifice my authenticity, and that's what I really love. Because I think what I hear from people when I'm talking to them is they're so afraid to be salesy. They don't want to do copy and paste. They don't want to do these things. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You can use the systems we have in place and still make it your own because that's what you should be doing in the first place. Don't get rid of who you are, because that's what makes you amazing. And so I think just identifying like, oh my gosh, just realizing you can be yourself. You don't have to be super salesy at all. In fact, you really don't want to be, because people don't want to buy from people they don't know, like, or trust. Do you like your car sales? Maybe you do, but for me, they just wanted to sell me crap. So it was all about that mindset switch and just being like, I'm just going to become the person that helps everybody, and I'm just going to become the person that's going to go all in on myself and help other people find the beauty and hope within them, because there's so many people who have been going through so much pain and they're struggling, and this economy is horrible. And this, seriously, I watched this business, this company, was what I chose for my vehicle, has completely transformed my life and showed me what is possible. And I know it so deeply. I can see it. I see it in so many people already. They come in here, they're so scared, and I watch these people evolve, these beautiful, amazing humans evolve into something so much more, and it's just so empowering. And so I just hope that people, I guess for me, and I'll give it just one little tip, and I think we've all talked about that a little bit, but consistency. When you start off, I don't think that if you do something first day or two, it doesn't work. It takes a while to figure out what's working or what doesn't. I think that if anything, I would say to somebody, first off, you have to try it, right? The only way to fail is to not do. So first off, believe in yourself, give yourself a chance, be consistent, and just learn, like plug in and just learn the different trainings, and you're going to find what works for you, but you have to show up for yourself. And I feel like the people that do that are successful. And so I just hope that you all just take a chance on yourself, because I know that I think John Milton used to say this. He said it's not maybe not everyone's going to be a millionaire, but everybody can. And I believe that starts with that belief, right, within yourself. So anyways, I don't want to take too much time, because I know everyone's been plugged in for an hour, and everyone's story is incredibly amazing. I could talk forever, because I've had a lot of coffee. If you guys haven't had a collagen coffee, by the way, one of my favorites. Try it out. But thank you so much for inviting me to do this call. I hope that one of these stories resonates with you for sure, because I know that everyone did with me in some sort of way, and I'm so inspired. And I hope everyone has the very best weekend.
Wow, Stephanie. I want to hear this on a live video, because you also had me on my tiptoes, girlfriend. You know how to speak.
I could talk forever.
You crushed it. And I love what you said about the, I always look at it like this. Everything I do in my life, I think to myself, okay, I just broke my arm. I didn't really. But I'm out for 6 to 8 weeks. Would I just go back and my arm is just done? You have to go through physical therapy. You have got to go through the constant motions and be open to willingly want to learn a new skill set, which is the e-commerce of social media. There is no better way. You put that on your resume, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. All your dreams can come true. So you guys, you all crushed it. Stephanie, Valerie, Michelle, thank you so much for the fire. I told every single one of you who tuned in today's call that all your dreams would come true. I hope you had the best time ever in Disney World. The weather was just magnificent. I love seeing all the smiles. Make sure you get in touch with your social retail and be like, you know what? I just watched a call, and I'm ready to frickin' grow. I'm nervous, but I can do nervous things. Show me the way. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Saturday, and go shifting retail. Heck yeah.